What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the BTS National Mills Crystal J. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we get started, you know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on all socials. Links are located in the description. Downside BTS Chat shows the Cash App, participate waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100. And if I'm in a good mood, maybe two or three people will get $100 as well. This is another edition of All World Reaction. Let's get to it. Always refer to the description for references and sources. Excuse me. Let's continue. Let's go. Excuse me. Let's get started. Now, last week was a week. B. Taylor. Actually, one quick second. Sorry, I didn't want to do that on the microphone. So, this is not out. Excuse me. I will openly admit this is not the All World Reaction I wanted to do, but I don't want things to pile up, and I'm in a better headspace now to speak to the people. So let's get to it with B. Taylor. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, some people, depending who you are, didn't think I would go on the B. Taylor platform or be on panels with B. Taylor. I'll talk to her in the comments. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to get this out the way. So if somebody brings this up in the future, I'm just going to look at you like you're stupid. Are there some things that B. Taylor said that I disagree with? Yes. Other than that, I have no reason to hate this woman. Dare I actually say I kind of like B. Taylor. Um, Interacted a few times in the chat. Her and I have one commonality. I no need to bring that up. And the few times we were on the panels together, based off of what y'all experienced, I don't have the same experience. She was relatively respectful to me. And guess what? You respect me, I'm gonna give you all of that plus then some in return. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have zero problem with B. Taylor. I know a lot of people do. I'm not one of them. I actually like B. Taylor. So let's continue. This actually started 2 months ago when Anton called Logic a clone. I never took Logic as a clone. Has he been wrong before? Yeah, sure. But clone? No. Logic has been an extremely fair individual because that's what this stream was about. What happened to Logic when he went to Germany? Who's this new Logic that we're seeing versus the one that we grew to love on the people let's talk. See, for me, if anything, this has been the same Logic that I seen on the Peep. This is the same Logic I've seen in Houston. It's just that when you just sit back and really look at things from a bird's eye view and really analyze what's being said, you have to sit back and think like, hold on, does this really make sense? Like, why is people rolling with this narrative? Or why is somebody saying this talking point that clearly doesn't make any sense? This is where Logic comes in. He's going to come in and say, no, what you're saying is stupid. Here's how. And he's going to go in detail from there. So when we bring up and something I did on this particular stream, I brought statistics. I brought some stats in. Now I don't remember exactly why I brought it in, but I said, you know what? Let me bring the stats here real quick. Logic educated us with the stats that I brought in. He said, scroll down to the bottom of that page and read the description. A lot of people do is this: they get stats and they run with it without checking the source, where it's come from, et cetera, et cetera. That's what when a lot of people bring me a lot of stats from like Statistica being one of them or anything.com, I have to look at it from the side eye. And some of you guys know, I know a quantitative statistician. He's been doing it for 22 years. So there's a lot of stats that people bring to me I cannot accept. I just flat out don't. He tells me where to get the numbers from and what to believe and what not to believe. So That's how that conversation went. That was relatively a good stream. Then my guy Fatty came on. Actually, don't want to get to Fatty or don't want to talk about JP. Let me think. All right, let me hurry and get JP out the way. Now, for some reason, okay, here's what happened during there. There was a segment that got brought up where they was comparing B Taylor's attitude to a Kay and Kayla, and whether if colorism had anything to do with how B Taylor is being perceived, how and that type of stuff. Because keep in mind, B Taylor, if you guys got to go back, and I will openly admit, I need to go back and watch that stream all over again, where B Taylor and Just Pearly was on the same panel, and B Taylor felt like she was ambushed. I need to go watch that stream again. They brought up that she's receiving hate. Does colorism have anything to do with that? What the case may be. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to Kay and Kayla, Fridays through Wednesday, I love them to death. I really do. I genuinely like those two. It's the couple times I went to Kay and Kayla show, it was been very respectful. And as far as uh, Kay goes, Kay and I's in that was in that Lapeef group. I'm still there. I don't know if she is or not. We was in that Lapeef Facebook group. I actually got to understand Kay a lot more than I do previously. So it's like, although she kind of got on my nerves at some time, at during some topics that's posted in that chat, I have grown to actually like Kay. Like I said, oh, and Kayla's real simple. Kayla's cool as hell. She's just gonna match your energy. You come at her stupid, she's gonna come at you just as stupid, if not worse. That has always been Kay, Kayla, excuse me. And with Kayla, you had to. One thing I learned is she's speaking from her point of view, or for a group of quote unquote elite black people that most people are not privileged to. So when she seems wrong in whatever topic we're talking about, she's only speaking from her standpoint. She don't speak in a broad senses or whatever the case would be. She's like, here's where I identify as. Here's what me and my friends are. Here's the people that I know. This is the answer you're gonna get from me because I've been in that group. Once I understood that about Kayla, I was like, perfect. I now know how to read her. But that's Friday through Wednesday. Thursday nights, they tend to get on my nerves. Thursday night, they have gotten on my nerves. With that being stated, will I put B Taylor on that same level as Thursday night? She's gonna work my last day of nerves. Like I said, I had to go back and watch that Lapeef stream where it was her and Pearly because she said she was ambushed. I remember she brought some points up that were wrong, and I disagree with her. But I need to go look at that now to see has my stance on that changed or anything. And the only reason why I brought that up is because they compared the two and they brought up colorism, and I said, "B, if that was the case, um, you guys are several shades difference, but they treat you guys the same. You get the same hatred from the same people from the chat. So there might be colorism may not have nothing to do with that. So and also JP brought up something when Courtney came on the panel. When Courtney came up, and this is going to lead into the fatty situation anyway. Courtney came up. She talked about I don't know. Oh, it was something she said in the chat about a woman can make a man better, or it can raise a man's value, or something to that extent. Me, Chicky was very much confused when she said that. And I said, can somebody explain this to me before I flat out disagree? What Courtney was basically saying is this, and I heard Kev say this, and I believe I've seen this a couple of times in real life, so I know this is true. If you are not well known in a company and you're trying to climb up that corporate ladder, the company, the bosses or the heads that are making the big guys that are making the decision, they're looking down on you. They don't know who you are at the end of the day. They may or may not know your work ethic, but they 100% don't know who you are. So the question is, what do you do to get their attention to let them know that you're a reliable person? In most cases, having a spouse does that. Here's why. See, what Fatty, I don't know, JP missed the mark on this one, and I think Ilkhan Ali, I could be wrong. What they're thinking of is Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, who say they don't need a woman to validate them. So they use that to discredit Courtney's point, not knowing they've missed the mark entirely. Let's use me as an example, as hypothetical. I'm trying to move up in Tesla or I'm trying to move up in Amazon, obviously on the corporate side because they're not coming down to the warehouse side. I have great work ethic. I have some good results, but the company or the department that I'm in is very competitive. So, what am I going to do to separate myself from everybody else so I can impress the Elon Musk of the world, so I can press the Jeff Bezos of the world, or I can press the people that are around those people who makes the decisions? Nothing says that a man is committed than coming into a room or coming to the a function or shindig with his wife. Let me say that again. Nothing compares, excuse me, nothing shows that you are committed to what you're doing like having a wife on your arms. Because as a man who is poly at nature, you didn't have to marry her. You don't have to marry a woman because you have too many options. You decided to settle down with one. You decided to commit to one. And because you have commitment and dedication to a job that's, how can I say this? In some people's eyes, you put a lot of work in, you get a little bit of out. That's commitment. That is something that the boss is like, okay, if he's dedicated to his wife like that, I wonder how much dedication he's putting in towards this project or this project I got coming in the future. You know what? Call him to the office. Let's have a talk. Just because you brought your wife with you to these functions, you now have a interview for some type of promotion or to get promoted, all because you brought your wife with you. See, people tend to look at the finish line as is the Elon and the Jeff Bezos of the world, but not knowing that you're not coming to any situation on their level. You're coming to the situation as an entry level. You got to work your way up. So yes, having a woman on your arm, having your wife on your arm will show some form of commitment and dedication. And that's everything employers are looking for out of their employees. So salute to Fatty and all those brothers that disagree with Courtney, but I'm sorry, you guys are wrong, not her. Now, now a lot of people brought up Kev. Now here's the thing: when Kev brought that up, that was regarding in escort, high end escorts. And yeah, that those work too. Now, depending on that side, y'all remember Kev's boss is like, oh, you know her. She's a good woman, such and such. Now they know what type of brother Kev is, and that opened doors for him. Just to throw that out there. So yes, as far as when it comes to a woman, yes, her being by your side on your arm will help you open doors and pique interest. And that alone will help assist in your value being risen. So yes, at the end of the day, Courtney Michelle is right on that. Everybody else is wrong. Now, let's get to the main event of that show. The main event was really supposed to be B. Taylor and Logic. And matter of fact, that's the only reason why it came up. Because number one, that was my first time on B. Taylor's platform. And secondly, I wanted to support Logic and let them know that this is not a clone. Who you see is what you see is what you get. There's no clone. He's gonna call it down the middle. He may be wrong, maybe, but he's gonna at the bare minimum he's gonna be fair and call it and keep it a buck. Doesn't matter, both sides. And in the case of Courtney versus Fatty, that's what he tried to do for the most part. It just got a little hectic. Now, do I think Fatty? I think Fatty was wrong on how he handled this situation with Courtney. Uh, actually, I'm sorry. Before I even get to Fatty and Courtney, one more thing. JP said something. Said something that I need to bring up. When Courtney was giving these game about how to how you need to conduct yourself when you're in these black tie events, what to eat at the dinner table, and that and all that stuff. JP said, "Who are these people to determine that? Why do we have to acquiesce to what they say?" Here's my answer to that: because those are winners at the end of the day, and winners dictate the rules. Let me say this again: the reason why they can tell you what to wear, what silverware to use, and how to conduct yourself, the reason why they can do that is because they are winners, and winners dictates the rules. If you don't like the rules, you don't like how they have their operations set up, beat them at their own game, and then you get to determine the rules. And these rules has been around for decades, centuries. Why are they not changing? Because nobody has beat these establishment at their own game. You want to change the rules? You want to be too comfortable? You go create your own stuff. Good luck with that. It's 2023. A lot of people haven't created their own stuff, and they did. They bit off of the old establishment that's still winning. But at the end of the day, if I invite you to a black tie event or all white event or whatever the case may be, I dictate how that goes down. You don't like it, don't come. And depending on who you are, you wouldn't be invited to that anyway. Now, had to get that out the way. Let's get to Courtney and Fatty. Here's the thing. I think I do believe that Fatty could disagree with Courtney. The initial disagreement, by the way, I do believe that Fatty could disagree in a different type of way. I do think he was a little bit aggressive, and that just didn't sit well with a inebriated Courtney who may or may not have been under the influence. Now, Fatty, my brother, just that's my brother, and we're going to be doing the stream next week. He could have handled that. He could have been a little less aggressive on how he disagreed with Courtney, because that prompted Courtney to then start throwing subtle insults. Never mind, nothing subtle about those insults. Big, heavy insults at Fatty. And if you guys been in this space long enough, you know if you insult Fatty, the gloves are officially off. Because if you really listen how Fatty was agreeing with Courtney when she was saying You don't have a girlfriend, this and the third. He said, That's textbook 101 of as soon as you done talking, I'm gonna fire your ass up. That's textbook. So I do blame Fatty, but at the same time, I don't. Fatty never. Fatty. Did Fatty cross the line? I don't remember. I know he called her a baby mama or a just a engagement queen or whatever the case may be. And sidebar, Courtney Michelle from the BTSI show. Congratulations on your engagement. Happy for you and your significant other. Hope everything works out. Now, with those two going at it, that kind of derailed the show. Then again, although it derailed it, it got picked up by all the blogs in the space. So I don't know if B Taylor can say that's a fail or not, but I did notice B Taylor at the time was a little bit more laid back and chill. Then I find out later why. She said it in the chat and I laughed my ass off about it. I said, yep, that makes a lot of sense. But everything about that whole back and forth dynamic situation, it reveals a lot of why sometimes this space gets on my nerves. Because it's like, come on, y'all, just not do this. And as Fatty tried to say, I tried to run interference. He said on his show a couple of days ago, or a few days ago. Yeah, because I wanted to derail I wanted to get back on the topic because it's like, yeah, let's not do this. This ain't necessary. But that kind of went down from there. And I'm gonna say this: what are the highlights that I can recall? Actually, two more. Um, oops, let me park right here. All right, we still good? Good. Two things. Queen Sheba. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not aware. Well, I'm not fully aware. I'm pretty sure B. Taylor might have said this the first time her and I kind of it didn't stick with me. Hold on. Not to. Sorry, I got to send my wife a message. So yeah, Queen Sheba. Queen Sheba has smoke. Queen Sheba and B Taylor, those are dogs, real dogs, in a good way. Like those are homies, friends, real life. Fatty called B Taylor out of her name, and they've been beefing ever since. I knew there was beefing. I didn't have too much details on it. Maybe, like I said, maybe B Taylor said it, but it didn't stick with me. But Fatty came on and he said he apologized for calling her out of her name, and he apologized to everybody else on the panel as well. And I was like, okay, if she's cool with it. I guess we could. I guess we could go forward. We can have this conversation there. Now later on, after the Courtney and Fatty fight fiasco, that Queen Sheba came on had a lot of smoke for Fatty and Ilkhan Ali, and I'll speak on Ilkhan Ali just after this. Queen Sheba was getting at Fatty for calling her out of her name, and to start reading this boy his rights. And Queen Sheba told me, "Don't you let anybody on this panel who ain't apologized to you or he's dictating how this panel moves. so on and so forth. And I'm thinking to myself, Queen Sheba, and for the record, y'all, I've been on panels with Queen Sheba. Her and I, everything has been extremely respectful with her and I. That one time we was on the panel, so I don't have too much of an issue with Queen Sheba as well. Get on my nerves on certain Thursday night shows, but other than that, I don't have an issue with her. But I will say this, and also I don't have an issue with her coming to defend her friend. You need some of y'all need a Queen Sheba in y'all corner, but because it was so public, like her having her back, that may or may not have been the reason. Actually, I think I have an idea why she didn't say nothing publicly, but I don't want to bring it up. And it's nothing serious. It's just that I understand why. Some we were trying to tell Queen, or somebody should have told Queen, "Yo, Fatty apologized for what he did. Whether it's sincere or not, that's not important. The fact is that man apologized, and he don't apologize for shit unless he's genuinely in the wrong. He don't apologize for shit. That man apologized, and that should be the end of that. But Queen, what up, Natish? But Queen just kept it going. Like kept the smoke for him going. Now I will say this. Hold on, real quick. Sorry, my wife sent me a message of an opportunity, and I gotta look at that. All right, yeah, yeah. Queens, if those two known each other for years, I'm going to assume Queen Sheba is around the well, I won't say that city neither. Let's just say that's three. All three of us now have something in common more so than I originally thought. And I'm gonna say is yes. That's that. That's that. That's that H. That's that H town energy. Oh well, fuck. I'll put it out there. Yeah, that's that H town energy. If my friend don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And if my friend beefing, we beefing. So Queen Sheba had a lot of smoke for Fatty, whether that dude apologized or not. I do think somebody should have told Queen Sheba, yo, he apologized. You need to go from a 10 to like a 5 right now with your energy. But she got her shit off and got off the panel. That shit was crazy. And I was like, yep, Queen Sheba, ladies and gentlemen. And one last topic regarding that key things that stuck out to me regarding that stream. They brought up the whole baby mom conversation because Ali was in the chat going back and forth with Logic. I'm gonna say this. I said this last week Tuesday, and I'm gonna say it again today. You cannot, and I say this out of respect because I rock with Ali. Is people are stupid on Clubhouse. You cannot go in on baby mothers if you're contributing to the problemhood of baby mothers. Let me say this again. You cannot go in on baby mothers if you're a contribution to the problem. So how many years need to go by before Ilka Ali can have a strong opinion on it like he has been? Oh, it's gonna be a long time. So he might need to take his tone down to a 5. He might just need to step out the way and let somebody else speak on his behalf because it makes no sense to denigrate women with children if you're a man with a child as well, because it takes two people to bring that baby into the world. If we're talking surface level talk, that's my problem with the Ali's of the world. Like, bro, you cannot talk about this because this is a coffee calling the kettle black. And he then went into some deep nonsense about how men are not really baby fathers, that type of stuff. It's like, no, 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 we're not doing this. We are not doing this. You're not qualified to have this conversation. I was like, we're gonna table this discussion for later because you have lost your rabbit ass mind. And speaking of baby mothers, one last thing before we go. It was on that day we found out that Courtney is engaged because Fatty Johnson like, are you married? Aren't you married? So how can you have this opinion? She said, number one, I'm engaged, and then she she brought up the talking point of how they treat baby women with children like leftovers in the space, and her fiance say, well, I like it leftovers. They got seasoning and that type of stuff. Now, when you watch the replay, you do hear me laugh. Here's why you hear me laugh, ladies and gentlemen, because that is probably, and granted, I will shoot Courtney some bell because she was under inebriated or under the influence or something. That had to be the corniest thing I've ever heard in this space. So yes, I laughed at that. But here's the thing, Courtney, I don't have a problem with what Courtney said because we cannot, because we talk about men being simps for being stepfathers, but there's men that are making these women baby mamas, which allows other men to come and be the husband and the stepfather. If you want to nip that in the bud, don't be coming around having sex with all these women that you're not married to. That's how you fix the problem. See, the reason why people don't want black women, well, we're talking about black women, so let's keep it there. The reason why they don't want black women, single black women with a child to get married, because they need, because that's one of the options. Because that's one of the fellas' options that they can always dip in and play with every now and then and go back to whatever they was doing. Because they believe women, excuse me, they believe women with the child, they should remain single all the way up until that child's out the house, and then you are eligible for marriage again. You can have all the sex you want. We can talk about you all you want, but we can also sleep with you whenever we say so. And if you get pregnant, that restarts your marriage, whatever, for another 18 years. So let me put a hole in a lot of these fellas' game. They want the single mothers to remain single so they can play around with those single mothers whenever they feel the need to. They can't stand when a single mother gets married because that's one less option that they have to sleep with. And I'm talking about the man that I was talking down on single mothers, the man that talks down on stepfathers. Just think about it. Ladies, think about how upset these men get when they have a roster. They have rosters of chicks on the side that they can come around, sleep with at any time. Like that's the regulars, that's the norms, that's their faves. What did, how do you think they feel when they find out that one of their faves got married? This is how they think about it. That pussy that I used to fuck with is now being fucked with somebody else, and I have no access to it. That's why they get married. Excuse me. That's why they get mad. Ricky's in the building. What's up, brother? That's why they get mad. That's why they punch in the air. That's why they frustrated. because somebody that was on their roster or somebody who has potential to be on their roster is off the market because they got some sense and found the right person to be with. They found the right man that's going to do them right, and they found the right man that they should be with because they took some time to get themselves together. Now they know, like, you know what? I know how to do this right. And the next time the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna do it the right way, like I should have done the first time. So that's why these men get upset when single mothers get married, because that was one of their options. That was one of their potentials that got away. And they don't want to do marriage. They don't want to marry no woman with a child. They just want to sleep with them, and that's it. They want to talk down on them at the drop of a diamond. That's it. They can't do that now. Honestly, a lot of people didn't have no room to talk about Courtney to begin with. They damn sure can't say shit now because she got a ring on her finger. That's one less person for you to throw a talking point at. And like I said, to those of the BTS people here from the BTS I show, Courtney Michelle, congratulations on your engagement. Like I said, I wish you many blessings to you, your child, and your future king. And that is about it. That was an actual interesting stream. I didn't say too much on that stream because you guys know me. I don't want to. I got my own platform, so if I don't have time to talk up on other people's panels, I got my own. And that stuff between Fatty and Courtney, as much as I try to get in the middle of it, it didn't make any difference. So it's like, all right, let's sit back and see how this is gonna end. But it is what it is. We have that was a moment. Salute to B Taylor. I'm pretty sure her following and views went up right as it should. And if you guys want to follow, subscribe to B Taylor Logic and watch that stream. Everything's located in the description. Now let's go ahead and get out of here. Did I? Jesus, 40 minutes? God damn, I wasn't. Hey, I must be back into a regular stride. Let's get out of here, people. On your way out, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. $sign the BTSI shows the Cash App. Participate, waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100 in the Cash App giveaway. Might be two, might be three people. We will see. And like I said, I do want to thank people for actually subscribing to my YouTube. I see these numbers going up, and I also want to thank you guys for supporting the shorts that I've been putting out. I appreciate it. I got a lot more. Just need to. I'm going to eventually do a photo, quote unquote, video dump and get all these videos out of my phone. So y'all stay tuned to that. Other than that, people, thank you for pulling up. This is the BTSI show. Yo, Christopher J. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.